Enzyme cofactors. The first type of cofactor we can look at is prosthetic groups. They're small non-protein molecules, just like the ion in the hemoglobin. It's a very similar concept here. So they're permanently bound to the enzyme with covalent bonds, and like the ion, they are normally metallic ions. An example of a prosthetic group in an enzyme is in carbonic anhydrase, which is found in red blood cells, and this has a zinc ion bound permanently to its active site. There are other types of enzyme cofactors that are temporary, so they are not permanently bound. They work in different ways, but they pretty much all ease the formation of enzyme substrate complexes. And if you make that easier, you're going to increase the rate of reaction. They can either bind to the substrate to form the correct shape to fit into the active site, or they can change charge distribution on an enzyme or a substrate. This could be by adding or removing electrons or protons. They bind temporarily, so they are not permanent. An example is amylase enzyme, which needs chloride ions bound to it in order to digest starch into maltose. If there are no chloride ions present, the enzyme will not function. Another type of cofactor is coenzymes. These are organic, non-protein molecules that temporarily bind to the active site. They are chemically changed during the reaction, so they could be reduced or oxidized, for example, and they will need to be recycled back to their original state at the end. Sometimes this can involve another enzyme. Some vitamins are precursors to coenzymes. An example of a coenzyme and the vitamin needed to make it is vitamin B3 or niacin. This is needed to make NAD in animals or NADP in plants. NAD and NADP are needed to help dehydrogenase enzymes, or they are coenzymes of dehydrogenase enzymes, or hydrogen transfer during photosynthesis and respiration. Here's an example of the Krebs cycle, which is a stage in respiration that you will learn, and you can see that NAD is used 3 times during this sequence of reactions.